What's up, everybody? How are you guys? It
Good.
is
Good.
I'm glad that you're good. Jones a Goat, Commissioner Rhino, how are you? Welcome to the Patrick Pucci Fantasy Show, Week 4 Fantasy Preview Start Sit Show. I am your host, JC, and it's a wonderful Saturday evening here in the fantasy streets of New York. I hope that the fantasy streets I hope that the fantasy streets are going well with you, Jones a Goat. How's everything?
Good. Just another injury plagued week we got to figure out. So
Yeah.
This week's been the last 2 days have been hit hard, huh? Scrounging for crap.
Girl, Commissioner Rhino, you had a much deserved day off last night for the Friday DFS show, and me and AB Goat, we're talking about that. We were talking about, like the injuries. Like, yes, it seems like there's a ton of them piling up left and right. Wednesday, Thursday, game day. I'm just not quite positive if it's any more or any less than what it was last season. Just again, it just seems like it's a ton when it all comes in at once.
Yeah.
That's all. Well, let's say good evening to some of the other goats. Because without these goats, we wouldn't be here today. Farquad Goat, good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
The Jason Hill goat.
It's definitely a goat. I don't know about the second part. Jedi J, how you doing? And of course, this goat right here. This guy. Let me tell you about this goat, the Huso. I've never seen a more dedicated human goat in my life. It's like it's like he's one with the players. He's one with the team. Wednesday,
A different energy level too.
Wednesday he's out at practice with them. He's making sure that everything's going well. He wants to see exactly how they're performing in practice. Thursday he goes into the data with his front office. He's doing the deep dive into all the information and the data, checking everything out, like all the reporting, all the stats from the week before, everything. Friday, of course, is like a walkthrough. Now he gets back onto the field. He wants to, speak to his players, see how they're doing, ask them about their families. He's one with the team. And then on Saturday, of course,
make sure the players are wearing the right color shorts.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look, I may act the same way. Like if there's a certain code that is taking place where whether it's like. It reminds me, okay, is he wearing a red jersey on top, or he's supposed to be wearing red shorts? I would be the same way. Look, you're wearing the wrong shorts.
Yeah.
That's Husote. Husote, he's on the field, he wants to talk to his players, see how they're doing, how the families are. And then on Saturday he has to make the tough decisions. Who's going to get the green light and who needs to, perhaps take the night off, take the day off. We're here with you, Goat, and just know that. Appreciate you all. There's the Wolf. How are you, Wolf? Let's just get into it, boys and girls. It is a fascinating slate. It is week 4. It's considered like the quarter pole, but look, Jonesy, you've been doing this for a while. Commissioner Rhino, you've been doing this probably longer, around the same amount of years as me.
Yeah.
If you were 0-3 or 1-2, what's your level of panic? What's the panic meter like? Just take one team. Let's just pretend.
Okay, I'll take my Disco Energy Dynasty team. My panic level is just beyond panic now. Beyond. There's almost no turning back. I'm just going to weigh out the season and just look for that number 1 draft pick because that's just how bad the season's going for me.
All right, so I was gonna expand on that, right? So let's say you only had one team, but look, I know you've got about 40 teams, and if your level is already at 9-10. Jonesy, you're 1-2 or 0-3. What's your level of panic for let's just say you play in one fantasy football team for the last hypothetical 10 years, main league, home league, you're 0-3. What's the level of panic?
It depends.
Okay. What does it depend on?
Well, because it depends. There's a lot that depends. Because if you are 1-2, 0-3, the first thing you need to look at is go to your league standings and search or sort by points scored. If you are in the top half of your league for points scored, you're fine. If you're dead last, you have a problem. Also look at points scored against. I'm 0-3. I have a 8-team home league, super flex. I mean, my team's stacked. I'm 0-3. But I have the most points scored against me, and I'm either the highest or one of the highest most points scored. I'm not worried one bit. So it depends. You got to look deeper than your record. The record shows you only part of the story.
It's called. I think it's called the power ranking, right? I mean, it's considered.
Yeah.
It's considered. That's considered like a power ranking. Like you're not necessarily your standing, but like if you're ranked up within the standings in points, but yet your record doesn't reflect that. As in, like, okay, I'm 1-2 or 0-3, yet I've got the third highest amount of points. You're bringing up an excellent point.
I always look at if I'm in the top half of the league for scoring, I'm fine at all times, unless you're just getting that bad luck every single week, and then all of a sudden you're 0-6. Then you got a problem. But you should be all right as long as you're, if you're in the top half of the league, you're in points scored, you're fine. I mean, you still got to do changes, you still got to make tweaks. But you don't need to go into full panic and start making emotional decisions.
It's great advice. And the reason why I ask it, that's great advice for everyone that's going to be watching this video, whether you're here live. Appreciate you very much on the Patrick Pucci Fantasy Show YouTube channel. However, there's going to be plenty of people that are going to be watching this recorded later on this evening while I'm eating Chinese food. That's fantastic advice. And I want to just circle all the way back to how I brought the question up. We are at the quarter pole, 1/4 of the season. It's not we shouldn't be at that. We shouldn't be at the Commissioner Rhino level of panic yet, whether it's in one league or you're playing in 50 leagues. There's really no reason to panic yet. I believe that we're past the overreaction period. I think we're getting a much better sense of how the players are performing or what we should expect from players moving forward. But at the same time, it's not that time yet. Yeah, we still have the waiver wire.
I'll send you my team. You tell me.
You can send me the team. I'm probably going to come back to the same response. It's not that time yet. Maybe week 6 is a little bit of a different story if you've lost the next 2. All right, let's get to some of these. Let's get it in hot. I want to get to Mr. Michael Wilson. Thank you very much for joining us today. Picking up, is that Johnny Wilson or is that Michael Wilson?
He said Wilson from Arizona, so Michael Wilson.
For Arizona, so Michael Wilson.
Yeah.
Michael.
100%.
To start over Juwan Jennings if
Debo's back. If Debo's back, yes.
Yeah, especially because Kittle's back too, so.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's Michael Wilson's a nice little sneaky play. Who did I hear gave an endorsement for Michael Wilson? It wasn't one of the pros. Never mind. I mean, I definitely heard somebody else endorse Michael Wilson this week, so it's not just coming from us. Michael Wilson is a rather sneaky play. Yeah, that's a good question. I like that. Let's go to this.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing the Commanders, so I mean, it's a viable play.
Maybe it was me and AB yesterday that talked about Michael Wilson, but I don't think it was us. Could you imagine if me and AB on our own Friday night DFS show were talking about Michael Wilson and I couldn't remember? Jacoby versus Jawan Jennings
Just
again.
saying Jacoby Myers, full names, guys, when you're typing these out, please, just so we know 100%.
Yeah, I go Jacoby Myers because Devontae Adams out. Could be Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers and Trey Tucker, but mostly Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers.
Now, Jacoby, I do remember, is inserted in that DFS lineup that we are going to smash come the end of tomorrow's Sunday games. Yeah, Jacoby Myers, look, he had a nice little stretch last season. That was granted with a different quarterback. Nevertheless, though, he's an experienced wide receiver.
Yeah.
He's
reliable.
He's that guy that just he scores and it's just quiet. No one ever talks about him, But when you look at his performances, he shows up.
It's sneaky quiet. He's reliable, as you just mentioned, and look, Devontae Adams is a scratch. Now that's a whole different other story, topic, discussion.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, Jacoby Myers is the great play. Now I wish. Look, this was 2 in a row now with Jawan Jennings. Could you imagine what this what the Jawan Jennings roll call is for the entire industry based on last week? Based on last week, here's the thing, folks, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news for you. It's very unlikely Jawan Jennings is going to have another 170 yards and 3 touchdowns. The time to have done that waiver pick was prior to week 3 and insert him in under the circumstances.
Yep.
Week 4, now, yes, okay. In a deep league, you may be able to put him in there and maybe get some, not just PPR points if he's actually going to be utilized in a Deebo Samuel type of role. He could actually give you some good rushing upside as well. However, it's not going to be that same type of performance. I would be Jonesy again. I've been playing this game for a long time. Rhino knows this. I'd be shocked if he played, if he had anywhere close to that. My Scott Fishbowl team lost CMC, Pacheco, Cooper, and now Trey McBride is out. My friend, you are not alone. You are not alone in these like an injury-riddled squad. I know of a team, and I would love it if this person were to come onto the channel and onto a show. And I'll get this person on too. Believe me, I will. Nevertheless, doesn't seem like it's this tonight. However, this person's team has a CMC, Deebo, and Pacheco as well. Yep, I don't think she doesn't have Cup, but nevertheless, it's an injury ravaged team, and that's just there's nothing you could do about that. It sucks. Yeah. So my Scott Fishbowl team, Fark, has got Anthony Richard and Jahmyr Gibbs and Trey McBride. That's not just because they're healthy. It's not really doing me much right now. I can tell you that much. I'm not in that much of a better situation. Let's get to the GOAT himself. Well, actually, we should go to the Jedi. And Hussein, I know Hussein. Just stay with us, baby. No, sorry. I know we just did that one. Here's the Jedi J. No, really appreciate you guys. We're just building this channel. We're building it with you. Is it okay if you lose Olave, Dell, and Adams? What free agents do you go get? You get.
I told him Johnny Wilson is a sneaky pick, or Johan Dodson if he's out there still.
Johan Dotson. I mean, I know people are probably going to be adding him based on the news of A.J. Brown. We know that Devontae Devotna is ruled out with the concussion. Johan Dotson, I mean, I don't know if this dude's moving the needle in this offense tomorrow. I really don't. I mean, someone's got to catch the ball that's not Dallas Goedert. I get that part. And I also understand that they're probably going to give the ball to Saquon well over 20 times, one way or another, well over 20 times for Saquon. But I mean, the Bucks should probably win this game easily. Should probably beat this Eagles team. And if the Eagles are playing from behind, and if they have to play catch up, and if they're starting to chase points, I think the Todd Bowles defense should be able to put the clamps down on Mr. Johan Dotson. I don't really think it's a good play. However, much like a Jawan Jennings, but then actually no, because it's not like a Jawan Jennings, guys, because unlike that situation, we expect Devontae Smith back next week. We also expect A.J. Brown back. So I was going to say, well, much like that, where you should be picking him up now and stashing him, no, it's not the same situation. This is probably a one shot for Johan Dotson. It's not. I don't think it's a good play though. Nevertheless, it's not a good play. Okay, now let's get to look at this Wolf. Wolf, you're with us. You're always with us, Wolf. Appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow. Got a great show tomorrow night, folks, right here on the Patrick Pucci Fantasy Show channel. Tomorrow night is our Week 4 fantasy recap, fantasy NFL reaction. Yeah, it's gonna be week 7 before you know it. All right, this is it right here. This is where we make champions. Well, so my main question that I wanted to ask you guys is I have a lot of players injured and need to start a wide receiver. A wide receiver 3. A wide receiver 3.
Who are the wide receivers?
Okay, so I know Tank is out for him. Devontae Smith is out. We know Jamar Chase is in. Yeah, we need some more dudes.
Oh, here he's got it listed right here.
All right. Dobbs, Dortch, or Trey Tucker.
Good news is that Jordan Love does come back. That should elevate Romeo Dobbs a bit, Jonesy. But what's the level of so Jordan Love's coming back, but I highly doubt that Jordan Love is 100%. Nevertheless, though, it's better than Malik Willis in terms of passing competency. Dortch. Now, again, we're in this game where we just gave a recommendation of Michael Wilson, and we know that there's the main tight end is out. We expect Marvin Harrison to have a really big game. If we're wrong on Michael Wilson, is it a Greg Dortch game? Is it a Greg Dortch streaming game for 4 catches, maybe 75 yards and a score? We shouldn't expect 8-9 catches, 100 yards and a score. I don't expect that type of volume, but can we expect maybe one of these games here from Greg Dortchius?
Yeah, and then with Trey Tucker, you'll get maybe 3 to 5 catches. Maybe same thing because he's the deep ball threat too. So the safe play I think is Dortch because even with Love coming back, they already said there's gonna be packages with Malik Willis going to be in, and plus they're playing Minnesota too, so you got to look at that. Minnesota defense is number 1 defense in the league right now. So the safest place to be Dortch because they're playing against the Commanders, right? It's Arizona versus Commanders. Yeah,
that's the highest implied total.
And Trey Tucker is going against Cleveland, the Browns.
It's a sneaky streaming play under the circumstances of, again, the other receivers being ruled out. We know we need to have some bodies in there. I think, in all honesty, you're going to have, I think your safer play is with Romeo Dobbs, and I think your smash potential would be your high ceiling potential would come out of Greg Dortchius. That's what I think.
I'm going Dobbs.
I think
you got to look at it this way. He says his opponent has Jordan Love. So anything Jordan Love does passing automatically canceled. If Jordan Love goes off, has a great game, Dobbs is probably having a great game too. If Love, duds, and Dobbs duds, it doesn't hurt you.
No.
You know, it's kind of playing defense. And with the whole Malik, I don't see them putting Malik Willis in there for packages. I know I've heard that, but just and maybe it'll be different than the usual Packers, but they don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like if Love is healthy, he's playing. If he's not, he's sitting.
Packages.
You know,
What packages?
I read that.
I know. I heard that yesterday or this morning, and I'm just like, no. And I could be wrong, but maybe it's a couple plays. I don't know. But out of those choices, I'm going Dobbs. I mean, his ceiling may not be as high, but his floor is probably the best.
So with you being in that area and you being a Packers fan, your ears are more. So are you hearing that Love is going to start?
I heard he almost started last week, but
right.
I mean, you never really know, especially this year. Everything seems more gamesmanship of guys may play, but they're not. So obviously, you know.
If he doesn't start, you still play Dobbs, or do you play?
No. If Malik Willis starts, I'm probably playing Dortch.
Okay.
I mean, I think Trey Tucker has the highest ceiling.
Yeah, because
he also has the lowest floor.
Yeah.
He's going to give you 2 or he's going to give you 18. Dortch is probably the middle of the road guy, you know, for a ceiling. You know, but yeah, I'd go Romeo if Love is in. If not, then I go Dortch.
All right.
I don't trust that Raiders Browns game. I think it's going to be a boring running the ball. Both teams are kind of a mess. You know, like I don't know. Oakland doesn't. Vegas, they don't know. Yeah, they don't know who their quarterback is half the time now. It seems it's like that way. They don't know who their running back is.
That leads us right here. Bowers or Goddard.
Now, does Augusto have a flex position, a spot?
Is this our friend Augusto, or is that no? This might be our friend Augustine, but maybe it's not because of the Augusto. Nevertheless, thank you for joining us, Augusto. How do I start Bowers or Goddard? Well, this is how. The play is Dallas Goedert. Although Bowers will have a good game as well, should have a good game, but just rest easy knowing that these are probably the 2 best tight ends on the board going into tomorrow. And the entire position across the entire landscape of fantasy is in the toilet. So you're actually holding 2 very good tight ends or 2 week 4 very good tight ends.
I don't trust Goddard. I don't trust Goddard. I don't.
You know what? I mean, again, if this was a different circumstance, I
don't care if everyone's out. I don't trust them.
Well, who's it? Okay, then we're going back to the Johan Dotson question, or the Johan and the Eagles. Who's he going to throw the ball to? At least we know he trusts that guy. He trusts Goddard. We've seen him use Goddard. Not just this season either. We've seen him use Goddard on other situations where it's actually suppressed our guy Devontae's production. But now none of his receivers are on the field. And he had that game last week. Same situation. Again, I'm going to go here, my friend. I'm going to go with Goddard because he's got the better quarterback out of the 2. Now, I think what Rhino was about to do, what he was about to allude to was, could you play both of them?
Yeah.
Were you going to suggest that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's a sneaky play. It's a sneaky move to put one of them in the flex. However,
depends who your flex is.
It would really right.
I'm just
playing 2 tight ends is a very risky play.
It would really
very
risky. So it's dependent on I
agree.
Your wide receivers situation would have to be kind of spotty at that point. Nevertheless, we're gonna go Dallas Goedert here, just because of the quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Brock Bowers is a solid play this week as well. Again, you must have tight end 2 and 3 or 1 and 3.
Yeah, look at it this way. Either way, you're going to have probably a top 8 tight end no matter what, and I don't think either one.
It's not a bad situation to have right
If you don't play one of them, it's not going to probably hurt you that much as long as the rest of your team does.
Yeah. So please get back to the Wolf SoCal Bowl nerd. Give him a list of some free agents, and he's gonna pick a winner for you. Greg Dortchius is a favorite of ours, and if the Wolf doesn't like Dortchius right now, if he's not feeling Dortchius, then something is off. And
Laquan.
that might have something to do with it. Oh my God, I can only imagine Laquan if George winds up scoring tomorrow. He's been pounding the drum. Well, look at what we got here. We were just singing the Snipers praises a little while ago. The Snipers team in one of the leagues that she is a manager in is absolutely ravaged. So again, Farquaad, if you're still listening, we love you. Your team's not the only one. Take a look at Sniper Mel's.
We're all hurting.
Beat the Doc Best Ball League. That team's just injured.
I haven't even looked at that league lately.
There's no way around it. You will. Why are you going to say that? Well, why publish that verbally, especially when it's like my headset. I haven't looked at that league. As if there's no league organizer that's streaming right now.
Well, it's best ball. It's just you sit it and you set it. You can't do anything with it. You just look at it and see what the results are, and that's all you do. So,
well, then look at the level of dedication that Sniper Mel has looking at her best ball team compared to the level of dedication that you have.
You know how many best ball teams I got?
regarding your best ball team, Jonesy. Come on, Jonesy Goat.
I got a lot of best ball teams.
Thank you for coming, Sniper. Appreciate you. Augusto, right? Because Devontae and Brown are out. Yeah, that's exactly why. There's no other reason. This would be the only time in the last 4 years, practically, of me being a Devontae Smith truther that you'll ever hear me do a green check mark for Dallas Goedert. Never, ever. But it's this time. It's now. Yep.
Oh, no. You keep Godwin.
Yeah. Keep Godwin.
Yep. Yeah, Debo. Debo, what's the there's so many
Sounds like he's playing.
There's conflicting reports though. At first he's on the practice field, then he was, I guess he's officially ruled he's officially down as questionable right now.
Yeah. Which is good though. I mean, but it's not like perfect, but it's a step in the right direction.
Chris Olave is listed as questionable right now too.
That one I'd be more worried about.
So that's just teams being able to put them in at questionable. We don't know if Debo is actually ready to play yet. If you're a Debo Samuel owner and that game is going off at 4:00, by the way, and they're playing the Patriots. So I'm not even sure that there's a real urgency to put Debo on the field.
That's what I was going to say. If they can wait it out one more week till he's 100%, then especially Jawan Jennings played last week.
Give Jawan Jennings another go at it.
Sieg. Debo, no matter what.
If he's playing, yeah. If he's playing, he's healthy enough to go, then yeah, you gotta play Debo. And folks, that's all she wrote for Jawan Jennings, because again, that type of performance doesn't come around, every other week. I'm sorry. I traded Travis Kelce and Braylon Allen to the guy with Brees for Nico. It's a good trade, I think. I traded Travis Kelce, who's been doing nothing. Braylon Allen, traded him while he's high, as he's a nice sell high candidate, to the guy with Brees Hall. That's a good deal for Nico Collins. That's an excellent deal. Okay. Hey, look who it is. Jonathan, where are you at SFB? She talking to me?
She's not talking to me. My name's not Jonathan. You're only Jonathan here, right?
Not good. Not good. Not good, Sniper. You know this. Definitely not good.
She's not very nice right now in these comments, man. Talking about animals not want to be a Raider.
Yeah, we'll take them.
No,
we'll take them.
Not nice, man.
Trent, look at this goat. Look at this goat, man. What's up? The goat dad is on the road. Goat dad, I hope that you are not in Asheville or any of the surrounding area of Asheville. I saw that on the news, and that looks horrific. Horrific. Yeah. Now that's from the hurricane.
Yeah.
Do you know that Asheville's in a mountain?
Yep. I got my parents live down there. I got friends down there. My buddy lives in Virginia. He's kind of by the border. He's been without power for when I talked to him earlier, it was 30 hours. So now it's probably, another day on top of that.
Play can makers.
Check on your loved ones that live in that area.
Oh my God. That was horrific. Anyway, so speaking of Braylon Allen, would you start him for the Jets?
He's not. He's not. He doesn't have standalone value. He's had a couple games where he's gotten involved, and he's not going to start taking away from Breece Hall.
But
I'm surprised. I'm surprised to hear you say that. I think he does have a little standalone value.
I was going to say if you have a team that's hurting for running backs.
Well, yeah. If that's your best option, yeah. But to me, there's probably better options. I don't know. I just don't believe that they're going to keep him involved. It's just I don't know.
Well, we saw it on the field. We saw it last week. Who the hell did they play last week? They're absolutely destroyed.
Miami. No, Patriots.
The Patriots.
Yeah.
We saw Braylon Allen on the field plenty of times against the Patriots. Now fast forward 10 days forward. They got the Broncos. The Broncos, what's the Broncos rush defense like? Not very good, right? Hold on, I got that. I got that up right here. Rush defense. Look at this. We come prepared at the Patrick Pucci Fantasy Show. Sniper, how's the channel look? Leave your feedback privately in case it's not good. Ranked 22, they're giving up 126 yards on the ground. Only 2 touchdowns. So that would tell me that, so through 3 games, only 2 touchdowns allowed. That's pretty good red zone defense.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Look, Braylon Allen's standalone value is, again, going to be dependent on, how your roster is built at this time. That's basically what it comes down to. We also know of another guy last season who we thought was going to have wonderful, tremendous standalone value based on his offensive coordinator, and that wound up only coming to fruition, but in very sporadic times. There was nothing ever consistent. Nothing was ever consistent in terms of Tyler Algier with Bijan. So, okay, what else do we got, fellas? Let's go through. We just talked a little bit about Anthony Richardson. He's got himself the number 1 defense in the Steelers. How do you see that playing out for Anthony Richardson this week?
Let me ask you guys a quick question here. Then on that, would you play Anthony Richardson over Love? No.
I'm not.
Not this week.
Let's put it this way, and I know you guys probably know this, but I started Danny Dimes over Richardson and Scott Fishbowl.
Oh damn!
I don't trust. Part of that was because it was Giants going against that horrible Cowboys defense, which played a lot into it. And Dimes got the passing yards; he just didn't have the touchdowns. But I don't trust Richardson for anything right now. Everyone drafted him because, his rushing upside. Where is it? And he doesn't pass the ball. So what do you got? The only thing going for him this week is they're at home, I believe. So I think, that may give him, he might be a little more comfortable, than on the road.
Maybe
the Pittsburgh defense is legit.
Legit.
I mean, I would be questioning playing anyone against them unless it was a top tier quarterback, So I don't know. It depends what your options are. You might not have better options, but
yeah, I think the only safe bet on that game with Colts is probably Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
See, this is like one of these trap games. So Anthony Richardson, who we know through the first 3 games, excuse me, not very good at all. Now he plays the top-ranked Steelers defense. This will be the game where we least expect it. He will rush for 85 yards on the ground, 1 rushing touchdown, 2 passing touchdowns. It'll be one of these types of games where we do not expect it.
Well, it's guaranteed because I benched him. So, I can still play him over Rodgers, but I'm not going to. But because I'm benching him, he will do it. So.
Is
he a good play? It's probably not a good play.
Are they both playing? Are both? I didn't see the schedule. Or I can't remember the schedule. Are the Colts playing the same time as Green Bay? Same time frame?
Yes, they're both noon.
All right.
They're both noon. Yes.
Well, 1 o'clock for you guys and Ron.
They're both.
Oh no, that'd be 10 o'clock for me.
10 o'clock.
It's noon. It's fine. Yeah. So as I mentioned before, Anthony Richardson obviously has been letting us down again. It's only 3 games. This matchup doesn't exactly lend for any excitement or just like, okay, fine, it's time to get over it. This could be another dud. However, maybe having Josh Downs back will give him a good security target to throw to. Maybe Michael Pittman, maybe Shane Steichen figures out a way to get Michael Pittman open. Maybe he gets it to his tight end quicker. A lot of variables just when we're not expecting it to take place.
And this is the second game that Josh Downs is back too, and
yes,
he and Downs have a really good chemistry together. So
it's the second game that he's back. So this could very well be a bounce back game, although you don't feel good about it. I'm still not starting Michael Pittman at this point if I've got a better option, because you can't rely on that. We don't know. We're speaking in hypotheticals. I still wouldn't start Josh Downs yet. I would need to see it. We need to see more data. That's what this comes down to.
Yeah, if your other options are like Stafford or Watson, Will Levis, maybe you're starting Richardson, but
How about Patchwork start Keenan Allen or Roma Dooms? So he's got both Bears receivers. Both Bears receivers are playing.
Is Keenan trending to play?
I think he's trending to play.
I'll start here because I'm a Rams fan.
It's a lousy situation because now we just started to see Romo Dunes play well because Keenan Allen's not on the field. Now you're putting 3 wide receivers again back on the field. It's a lousy situation, but as a Rams fan, please give us your analysis on this game and which Bears wide receiver.
I played a Donze because of his speed and his route running. I think they call up a kilo Witherspoon, and he's probably going to start opposite of Jadarius White, but White's also gotten burnt every damn game. Every game he's gotten burnt. So I think Adonze is a safer play. Plus, Allen's coming off injury, so he could actually be out there for 3 plays and tweak his hamstring or his calf, and he's gone.
It's a lingering injury. That's
Yeah.
that
And the
that
way
injury's
that
not going away.
Williams and Donze were connecting last week, they got a good connection. I would go to Donze personally.
Yeah, Rome Odunze I mean, that's Caleb's guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Keenan Allen. If Keenan Allen was healthy, it'd be Keenan Allen all day long. But I think it's with that injury, and I think I heard something about Keenan Allen having a personal issue, and I don't know the details of that. So there's just a lot going on with him right now. So I think the safer bets definitely Odunze, but that's the way I'd probably go.
Yeah, I'm gonna concur here.
We all three of us just agreed on one thing.
Wow!
It
doesn't happen often.
Mark this down.
It happens every once in a while.
Miracles do happen.
Look, every once in a while, the fantasy gods and the planets line up, and 4 people will agree. I think Jedi J also is calling for Odunze. He's the one with the more upside. He's got more upside. This dude Keenan Allen is over 30. He's got a lingering heel issue. He's operating. He's
had this injury all year.
He's gonna cut into targets no matter how we look at it. It's just if he's on the field, he's cutting into targets. Who's got more upside right now? It's Roma Jones.
Yeah.
And then if you want to speak from a standpoint of how he's facing the Rams defense and their corners, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's the one thing with Keenan Allen. Like, he's had this injury all year, to my knowledge. And week 1, he had 11 targets. He led the wide receivers in targets. So he's going to be a target hog if he's out there. It's just
look at Juwan Jennings did last week.
But I think the big playability is going to be Odunze.
Yeah. If they went back and looked at the game and watched and just say, we need to get him towards the middle of the field. Because one thing also to think about is you have the third-year player in Cam Curl at safety and the rookie Cam Kitchens at safety.
Cam Kitchens. So, that's a great name.
Yeah.
Higgins is looking like you should start him.
Yeah.
Higgins was missed in the red zone last week twice, not once, twice in the red zone last week.
Higgins breakout game.
Yeah, no, Higgins looks fine. Higgins is a go. Higgins wants to perform. He's gonna want his next contract, and he doesn't want it with the Bengals either. That's for damn sure.
So let me ask you this, because I saw it pop up. I don't know, it was on Bleacher Report or something. If the Bengals go 0-4, do they put him up on the trading block?
For sure. They move it. They move him if they're on. The chances of them making the playoffs at 0-3 even are like, I think it was like 1% or something like that. That teams that start 0-3 make the playoffs. So I mean, if they don't win this week, they have no reason to keep them. They just need to find a buyer. That's the thing.
Be the Rams. It'll be the Rams. I can see the Rams doing it.
Bengals are in Carolina, correct?
Yes.
Carolina coming off of a huge win with the Red Rifle. Who's starting the Red Rifle this week?
I'm sure a lot of people.
If you're in that bad quarterback pinch, which you really shouldn't be, because who are the other quarterbacks that are really coming off of Jordan Love's coming back from injury? Who else is? What other quarterbacks are really hurt that you would need to start Andy Dalton in a quarterback league?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a 12-team 1 QB league, you should be fine at quarterback, unless people just hog quarterbacks in your.
I mean,
league, but
yeah.
Okay, so granted, Anthony Richardson was drafted to start in a 1 QB league, so granted, you may want to consider swapping him out, but I'm not sure if you're gonna. Again, you'd be chasing a performance from last week, much like Juwan Jennings. You see, if we really think that Andy Dalton's going to play his mind again, although the Bengals defense again is another lousy defense, I think their secondary could probably give Andy Dalton a little bit of a fuss. But not to mention, this is a kind of sort of revenge game for Andy Dalton and the Bengals.
So with the Carolina game, two things here. Did the storm hit the Charlotte area too? It's going to be still raining. And is Deontay Johnson a safe play?
Deontay Johnson, I would think, is a start.
Yeah.
And
did he pull a hammy or something yesterday?
2 days ago?
2 days ago?
Questionable, yeah. Or calf.
Yeah.
Either hammy or calf.
Yeah, it was something. There's so much popping up on my phone.
See, look at blue cheddar balls. Blue cheddar balls. Now here's where you've got a second solid option where you could possibly swap out Anthony Richardson for Geno Smith playing the Dolphins. That's if you've got that as your second option, blue cheddar balls, I think I would green check mark that. I think I would do that. Again, Anthony Richardson, in most other circumstances, managers have to start him, are going to start him, especially in 2 QB leagues. He's definitely starting. If you have Geno Smith to insert over Anthony Richardson at this point, I think it's a lot safer for you with Geno. That's it. That's the perfect example right there. Perfect example.
I think that's a trap game too.
How soon till Flacco gets the nod? Well, Farquad, I'm going to continue to we're going to continue to have this conversation all the way till the offseason, because as long as this dude is healthy, he's not going to get pulled. He's gonna grow through this entire thing, and then they'll reevaluate it. This is their franchise draft pick. They're not gonna pull the plug on him in this season, which is really his first. We hope to be a full season. Last season was only 4 games. Yeah. He's not getting pulled.
They're so handcuffed with that contract. They can't.
If you could you imagine what that would do, the ripple effect. Joe Flacco wasn't brought in there to perhaps spell Anthony Richardson. He was brought in there as insurance in case this dude gets hurt again.
Yeah, I read or heard something, one of the Fantasy Live or something, that they compared him to Josh Allen's first year, and then after that they fixed his mechanics. Now look at Josh Allen. So that's how you have to look at it. I mean, if everything goes right for him, he'll be a top 5 quarterback.
They're going to give him they're going to give him the opportunity. They're not just going to yank him in his 7th or 8th total game. That's it. That shouldn't have this discussion again unless we're absolutely completely wrong. I don't really believe that we are. We are rarely wrong. No, I'm joking. That's not true. How about this? The Babom man. Najee Harris, Romo Dunes, or Christian Watson. Full PPR. You know what I mean? Look, I don't know how many PPR points Christian Watson is going to get you with Jordan Love, although he is Jordan Love's favorite target in the red zone. Jonesy could attest to that. Romo Dunes is most likely to see the most targets out of the 2 wide receivers here. And then we're talking about sure volume running back in tomorrow's matchup.
Yeah, with
Najee Harris. Although this is a PPR league, I'm going to presume, my goat, that you have other wide receivers that are going to get you your PPR points. Yes, would we typically want a wide receiver in the flex over a running back? Yes. However, there's no other running back. I don't care what Cordell Patterson does tomorrow. Najee Harris is in for a pretty solid game. I think you could feel good with him in the flex. What do you guys think? Let me put it this way: I'm rolling Najee in one of our leagues.
My only concern is if
the flex,
if the Colts somehow get up quickly, that's my only concern is that
the Colts
they start abandoning the run early, but on paper, Najee should have the biggest workload. He should have the most opportunities.
I really, yeah.
I think Najee is your floor. Odunze is your ceiling.
We're talking about the opportunity. That's right. I mean, like, they're going to be stubborn. The Steelers are stubborn. No matter what the circumstance or no matter what the score in the game is, they're going to want to run the ball. That's the Steelers. The only
I mean, I don't. The possibilities of that game getting away from the Steelers quickly, I think, are very slim. But I'm always you always got to look at all scenarios and say, okay, what if this happens? Does that affect the outcome?
Again,
So you guys say Harrison, huh?
I would go with Najee here in a flex situation over those two wide receivers again.
Watson, I wouldn't trust.
No, I'd play Donze. That's who I go with.
I would probably go Najee. I mean, because the volume.
Najee and volume. There you go. The Bubble Man. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Look at this guy, the wolf shirt guy. You're a freaking wolf. We have plenty of wolves here at the Patrick Pucci Fantasy Show YouTube channel. Saying Higgins is a go and having Hurts in your start-sit thumbnail is wild. Saying Higgins is a go and having Hurts in your start-sit thumbnail is wild. So I'm not sure what we're getting at there.
Me either.
I mean,
I don't understand, but okay.
The two aren't playing one another, right?
No.
So what? Maybe we should have had the Higgins in the thumbnail. Why don't we do this? Why don't we feature Higgins on a thumbnail when he's traded to his new team? And we'll have him in his new uniform. That's what we'll do. Thank you, Wolf. There's more Wolf. Start anybody from Carolina. Don't start anybody from Carolina. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know how accurate that is.
Who? No, don't not out.
Josh Jacobs or Brian Robinson Jr.? Oh, my gosh.
Well, Eckler's out.
Eckler's out.
And I just want to say thank you, Commanders, for ruling him out and just saying early in the week he's not playing. Not playing these games.
How?
Yeah, because they did that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Brian Robinson Jr., there's no one really competing with him for carries, for touches, for nothing.
But there's no one competing with Jacobs either in that backfield. I mean, Wilson's going to get a little bit, but
right?
There'll be someone in. I mean, I don't know who, but look at it. You get one thing with Jacobs is people are down on him because he's not getting touchdowns. The touchdowns will come, and then all of a sudden he's going to go from down here on the leaderboards for running backs to whoosh, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh my gosh, he's really good."
Yeah, I'm a big Brian Robinson Jr. guy, but I'm also a big Josh Jacobs guy this year.
Yeah, I like them both.
I like them both too.
I'm biased.
But look, we know LaFleur wants to get Jacobs involved in the passing game, but now that he's found his other back, the back that we thought Marshawn Lloyd was going to do for them in terms of coming out in the backfield and catching the damn ball. But we know that Josh Jacobs is capable of that, but he's not going to be used for that. He's not going to be asked to do that or not asked to do it a lot.
And see, Robinson will catch the ball a little bit. And Robinson gets the goal line.
I agree.
Too.
I agree.
And plus, they're playing Arizona. Arizona is like the 22nd ranked rush defense, something like that. So,
I agree. Oh my gosh, who's this? Look at this guy. Look at Jazzy. How are you? What are you doing? Why don't you give us a start-sit question? I know you've got about 400 of them.
Put your pizza down and ask a question.
What else we got here, fellas? Oh, boy, oh, boy. Najee's been the best chance to score, and he has 5 catches on 5 targets. Najee could catch the passes if needed. I think you get 3 catches from him. If they were losing, he could get 5. That's it right there. It's a done deal.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Need to start 2. I'm assuming Nico Collins, DK Metcalf, Rashee Rice.
I would do Rasheed Rice and DK Metcalf. For me to say anything good about a Seattle receiver is a lot, but he's the one that's been getting the ball more.
Yep.
He seems to be wide receiver 1. I think PSN is wide receiver 2, and then Rocket's getting his when he gets his. Nico Collins is banged up. He was banged up during this week.
Everybody banged up.
So I would go Rasheed Rice and DK.
I think it's Rice and DK myself.
Even though Ramsey will probably be on DK, I still go DK, and I just hope that he keeps his cool because those two get in each other's heads.
What else here? What is this wolf saying now? I just had it. Thanks, boys. I'm chirping, but I also like and subscribe.
Thanks. Thank you.
It means everything, man. But what we're trying to do here, what we are doing here, is we're like this. Where's Jazzy? Appreciate you guys, really. Ford. What about Ford? What about him? Well, maybe Jazzy's talking to Sniper. They've been talking all day long. You know this Sniper's trying to convert. She's trying to convert the best ball league into a redraft.
Yeah,
at a quarter of the way to go, and then she then wants a vote on it too. Look, you
got asked, right? You got asked.
Can't blame whatsoever for trying. Not at all. So yeah, once again, we appreciate you, Wolf. Definitely a flex for E. Wilson. I don't know about that. You can't rely on Emmanuel Wilson. Well, let me put it this way. If we're talking about Braylon Allen as being a standalone flex play, is Emmanuel Wilson a borderline standalone flex play, depending on your situation? I mean, it's not that far-fetched based on what we've seen out of Wilson. However, not necessarily a deeper league. Is it a deeper league? If you're in a deeper league, you should have deeper options, right?
If you ran to an issue, say like I did with the dynasty team I have, I had Warren and Eckler, and then Jones as my running backs, and my bench was just kind of trash. But if I had Wilson, I'd be playing him. I just picked up Foreman for a 3rd round next year, just to have a decent secondary running back after Jones. So and with Mercy asking, I don't trust Jerome Ford at all. Seems like Foreman's been getting the ball. And Foreman's been out producing them too.
Yeah, but didn't last week Foreman didn't do like anything?
No, Dante Foreman had a terrible day.
It was like week 2, Foreman was like all over every time he looked at the screen. And then last week, I don't even know, I'm looking at it right now. He did two carries for 5 yards.
I think we're going back to Jarius Ford. It doesn't make me feel confident. Again, it's like we're still pounding the damn table for Jerome Ford, and he's just not giving us quality production, which is hence why they activated Dante Foreman. And then Dante Foreman had like a good second half of week 2. Week 3, last week, he went to bed.
Yeah. You don't know what they're going to do with him.
I would, again, like, Jerome Ford in a flex situation, I would say it depends on who your other guy is, but it really does depend. Look at Hurt. No, not Hurt. Oh, sorry about that. Sitting Nico is wild. Yeah, it is kind of wild, isn't it?
Well, that's just because he was nicked up. So if I have somebody that was hurt during the week and 2 healthy receivers, they're almost the same.
I think
point. I'm playing. I've always played healthy receivers.
I think Nico has entered the conversation of like Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
And Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill. And, if these guys are on the field, if they're in uniform, if they are activated, so on and so forth, they're playing. It doesn't matter, like the matchup, but you have to deal with it. They're I think Nico's entered that conversation, or at least he's right at the cusp of that tier of you can't sit him. I think that's where we are with Nico. I think.
I mean, in a regular, 12-team league, you're starting Nico every week,
That's right. Well,
but like with the question we had,
yeah.
I mean, you're looking at 3 top options, so you got to be a little more, picky with your choice selection, And when it comes down to it, a guy like Nico, yeah, he's great, and he 28 targets in 3 games is great, but there's a guy named Stephon Diggs that's got 23 or 24 targets through 3 games. So, I mean, but when you look at like Rashee Rice, who else is getting the ball there? You look at DK, he's the guy there. I'm going to always go with the guy that's the clear number 1 over the guy that, even though he's getting the targets, is still the 1A, 1B situation.
So, okay, with Kansas City, what are you playing? Any of the Kansas City running backs? Especially with them calling up Hunt.
This week, probably not, unless I have to, because you just don't know what they're going to do. I mean,
you played Carson Steele last week, and you have Jerome Ford on your bench.
I'm playing Ford this week.
You're playing Ford, all right?
Yep.
Just
because you just don't know.
I mean, perfect comparison.
They could go out and.
Or perfect situation, I should say.
Yeah, well, we have to wait and see, because Hunt got activated to the roster or signed to the roster.
He's off the practice.
He's off the practice squad, but that doesn't mean he's going to be active on game day. So we got. I mean, if he's not active, then maybe Steele, probably, but. If Hunt's active, which I expect, you don't know how they're going to split those carries.
And Hunt might be the McKinnon guy, come in for passing downs too.
Yeah. He is the McKinnon guy.
Yeah.
He is McKinnon before McKinnon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean,
that backfield's going to be a mess going forward.
If there was ever a player that knows the playbook right away, it's Kareem Hunt, who was basically doing nothing week 1, watching the games at a bar. Not really, but.
What are you guys doing with CEH? Are you picking him up and stashing him?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. But, however. You got it. It really, honestly, it really depends on what they do or how Carson Steele plays tomorrow, and what that division of production breaks down to, how that looks in terms of. Get him on camera. How that looks. Doesn't want to admit he was wrong about Burrow and Chase's share. I'm not.
What's he been wrong about?
Jedi J, I'm not wrong.
It's week 4.
It's not forget that. Did you? I know Jedi J was watching the same game that I was watching last week. Do you see how easy that is? You see, like Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, General Shiesty, by the way, General Shiesty. He's like throwing a Jamar Chase with his eyes closed. Nah. And by the way, it's not a me and the Bengals type of deal. It's me and the wide receiver, me with the quarterback and wide receiver connection. I could care less if this team goes 0-17, as long as they continue to keep doing that. Where I may have been wrong, I'll tell you, Jedi, where I may have been wrong. We haven't seen the Chase Brown prophecy come into effect yet. We're seeing a little bit more and more of Zach Moss.
I was a Zach Moss guy in the offseason.
I think Zach
got the Chase Brown stuff.
Zach Moss is going to lose his job still. That's what I'm still working on that. Look at who this
Chase Brown looks sports.
Oh,
Mr. NFL Rumors himself, ladies and gentlemen. Damn happy to have you here, Mr. NFL Rumors, our friend, our streaming partner on Fridays and soon to be on other days. Welcome in. Let's help NFL Rumors out with his fantasy team. And you guys, the live feed to the X start and sit as well. Can we do the live? Yes, we probably can. I know that we can. We can broadcast this stream to X as well. It would be a little bit difficult for me to do it in between the stream. However, NFL Rumors, yes, I do have the ability. We have the ability to broadcast really to multiple destinations, whether it be YouTube, X, Facebook. Yeah, we definitely could. We definitely could. We'll have to speak about that, but appreciate you being here. Definitely appreciate
I had a question about Ramonde.
Yeah, he's on the Patriots.
No.
What's the question?
Yeah, but you had a question up with Ramondre Stevenson in it. What was the
where?
Before you put rumors up. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, you find it, please.
I got it. There we go.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Where'd C go?
Oh.
All right.
So Ramonde, Terry, JSN, or Jambo?
Ramondre Stevenson playing against the 49ers. Is that scary, Terry? That's got to be scary, Terry. JSN or JMO. Okay, so you want to know something very interesting. I had a JSN start sit question with JMO earlier in the day. Overwhelming is JMO. In what they expect to be a high-scoring affair with the why am I drawing a blank now? The Lions are playing
Lions.
The Hawks, right?
On Monday. Yeah.
The Lions are playing the Hawks. Yeah. They're expecting that to be a high-scoring affair, and a lot of people are on the JMO bandwagon. I'm here to tell everyone that I'm on the JSN bandwagon, but not necessarily in this combination, though, my friend, Uncle. I just think that JSN is the ascending wide receiver talent on the Seahawks, other than DK Metcalf, where they need to draw and put that attention to DK. I think JSN will get plenty of opportunities operating out of the slot. Scary Terry. Now, it was great seeing him and make that play, but Commissioner Rhino, he had to make a tremendous play for that 6 points. Will it get easier for the Commanders against the Cardinals? Possibly. What's the start here? If this is
125, I think, or 425.
No, I was going to ask the score.
I know. No, I mean that's the Monday night game, huh?
I was going to ask the scoring. Jonesy, Ramondre Stevens, I'm going to rule out of this equation. And it's going to be this. I'm going to presume that we're talking PPR.
To me, it's Ramondre or Terry.
Really? Ramondre because of the volume for the Patriots?
Ramondre because of the volume for the Patriots. I mean, he's in there. I don't know what his snap share is, but I'm assuming it's high. And to me, Terry McLaurin, because he's the best wide receiver out of all of them. And we saw last week, Daniels is getting more comfortable. And the big thing is I think that the Commanders could fall behind quickly. So they're going to be forced to pass. They're going to have no other option. To me, Detroit, they can run the ball. They don't need to pass. And
with Ramonde, if
and JSN, he's behind DK. So I'm going Terry McLaurin like last week.
I'm not playing Ramonde just because if the Patriots fall behind, you're starting to see Gibson get a little bit more.
Yeah, I wanted to look at that
than Ramonde. So, I like. This is hard for me to say. I like JSN, but I think I still go up the upside with Terry. But you heard me say it. I just said I like JSN. That hurts my soul to say something.
No.
That's 2 times tonight that I've complimented a Seahawks receiver. So
look,
I'm evolving.
The last thing that we want here is your soul to be hurt. If your soul gets hurt, then that means that we're all in a lot of trouble. The goats don't operate the same if your soul is hurt. However, I mean, but you just said you think the upsides with Scary Terry. I don't know about that. I think the upsides with JSN. I think the upside, the talent. I mean, I know it's not showing up in the box score, but it's not really showing up in the box score for Terry McLaurin either, with the exception of this past Monday night game. I'm gonna go Wolf. Let's let the Wolf break the tie here. It's JSN, Ramondre Stevenson, Scary Terry McLaurin, and the fourth guy was JMO. JMO is the one with the rush. We say rushing upside for a wide receiver. I want to like punch the wall. He's got like that trickery / end around / rush, some rushing ability, rushing yards. Let's move. Tyler Owens, welcome to the Patrick Pucci Fantasy Show. Start Sit Week 4 show. Please like and subscribe. We really appreciate you. Tyler Owens, hello. Just got offered Cooper Kupp, Kenny Scott.
Is that Cooper Kupp or Amari
Cooper? Good question. Let's say it's Cooper Kupp. No, Amari. It's probably Amari Cooper.
Probably, but
yeah.
Amari Cooper and Kenny Skywalker for A.J. Brown and Raheem Mostert. Roster is Lamar, Debo, Curious, George Pickens, Tyler Lockett, Jonathan Taylor, Chuba, Ferguson, Wandale, Mooney. All right, well, I mean, it looks like a pretty solid team.
Yeah.
Nice quarterback. Your wide receiver is Debo and George Pickens. I know you're waiting for the prophecy of George Pickens to come through. Amari Cooper and Ken Walker for A.J. Brown and Raheem Mostert. I think I would sacrifice
the rushing.
I would sacrifice Kenny Skywalker. You ship Amari Cooper and you're going to get A.J. Brown in return. A.J. Brown is the best player out of this deal.
And plus with Mostert, he's probably going to get the goal line carries.
Amari Cooper. It's Amari Cooper.
Again, I'm going to disagree with you there. I think Raheem Mostert's days are numbered. You got Devon A-Chain, and then you've got the rookie that they just drafted. Raheem Mostert is on his way out, and without Tua, I don't see them putting Raheem Mostert in harm's way, at least until they are back to full strength with Tua. I would do that deal. I would take A.J. Brown, my friend. Tyler.
Just with the quarterback.
Yeah.
You got a better quarterback at Hurst than Deshaun Watson. You know?
Yeah. I mean, like you said,
those are facts.
A.J. Brown's the best player. And I mean, I am concerned because your running backs are JT and Chuba and what happens with Chuba once.
With Braylon and Chandler, though, too.
Yeah, I mean.
I get it.
You got to start those guys, okay? But
yeah, like there's a good possibility that Chuba loses his role in a couple of weeks. I don't foresee Jonathan Brooks coming back onto the field right away and having hit the whole entire backfield to himself. I see them attempting to work Jonathan Brooks back, especially. Then it's also going to be dependent on how the Panthers continue to do these next couple of weeks as well. So Chuba Hubbard is the perfect expendable RB2 in this situation if they continue to lose. But that's very depending on if they continue to lose. However, let's just stay focused on this deal.
So he has has AJ Brown already, right?
Offered.
No. He got offered Cooper. Oh, he got
offered Cooper and Walker.
Yeah, no, stand pat.
So, all right, yeah. Then if he's the one with AJ Brown, then I wouldn't pull the trigger. Again, it's very simple. Either I keep AJ, or I look to obtain him in this deal.
If he's actually maybe interested in Ken Walker, maybe he could package Raheem and like Chandler or Braylon Allen for Walker to strengthen his running back room.
Good point.
Yeah, my only concern with that running back room was what if JT goes down, and then you're left with Chuba, who's got probably a diminishing role as the season goes on. But I mean, that's the same boat everyone's in. So
why doesn't the sniper like JSN? It's a terrible, terrible day if sniper doesn't like JSN.
I get it. But I'm coming around. So
should I start Hurts or Burrow? You're starting Jalen Hurts with no weapons, or you're starting Joe Burrow with a full complement of weapons against Carolina. Freehola.
You're going Burrow.
Going Burrow.
You're a goat. You're a goat, Freehola.
Especially with looks like Eric Alton's starting to gain some momentum too. The tight end.
Full Cincinnati Bengal complement of weapons.
Yeah. Just
like we've been accustomed to seeing. We're talking about weapon number 1, weapon number 2, weapon number 3, weapon number 4, weapon number 5. A running back. Full complement of weapons. 30-point offense on any given week. Just their defense. Their defense allows 30 points also. That's a pretty lousy way to play. Lousy way to play. It is. It's a lousy. You're not going to win many games that way. Tyler. My bad. I forgot to sub. Oh, Tyler, it cannot be bad. It can only be good. Welcome to the GOAT Show. The GOAT Club. Jonesy, would you bookmark that? Honestly, I can't wait to see Aaron Jones play tomorrow. He's going to freak out walking into Lambeau Field. I bet he has tears in his eyes. So if he does the Lambeau leap and he scores like the game-winning touchdown, how's that going to fare with the crowd? Jonesy, how's that going to fare? He does a Lambeau leap on like the game-winning drive.
I would assume he'd get pushed out of the stands.
Oh, you know what he does? Wait a minute. Let's be smart about this. He's got to have some people already situated, like in the end zone, right? Like in row 1.
Yeah.
He's got to have
a jump.
He's got
a safe zone.
He's gonna have to have some people there. They'll have like some purple scarves on or something. He'll definitely have some people where.
He'll aim for the closest Vikings fan if he scores.
Where he knows he could jump and like be held up and all that. Oh boy! Aaron Jones again, another dude like the bane of my fantasy existence. Not really bane of my fantasy existence. I've never had him. I don't believe in him. He's okay as a pass catching running back and not as a traditional ball carrier running back. And then throw into the fact that the man has rarely plays a full season.
I'm an Aaron Jones guy. Very much so.
Checked you out already. Do we have anything else here?
Anything we missed?
Who's the worst commissioner? The worst commissioner you won't even. That would be this guy. The worst commissioner. I know, Sniper.
I like this right here, especially to look at Corum. it pisses the Rams fans off that Corum's not playing. But McVay has a plan. So and he'll play, but he has a plan. But yeah, a lot of Rams fans are just up in arms. He's the third round pick on him. And you're not playing him.
I wonder how everyone that drafted Blake Corum, I wonder how they're feeling now. And that you should feel upset. You should feel disappointed. You should feel like disgruntled. What you should really be thinking about is how you were thinking of drafting Blake Corum this past August or this past July, buying into the hype and smoke. Don't do it. You don't do it.
This has been a public service announcement by Jonathan Siegel.
Just you can't buy into hype and smoke and freaking Twitter feeds. Take some information for what
Chase Brown.
yeah, but okay. But Chase Brown has been buried on a bench.
Come on, man. Get off us, man.
Championship benches where Chase Brown is 1 week away from getting cut. Nevertheless, that wasn't Jonesy. No, in all honesty, think about it though. We're talking about we're kind of comparing like Granny Smiths to Golden Deliciouses. Like Chase Brown was like, okay, we knew this was going to be like an ambiguous backfield based on the dude that they had from last season, and then the free agent signing that they brought in of Zach Moss. This, on the other hand, with the Rams was like, okay, we drafted this running back. He might replace Kyron Williams. Big difference.
Well, see, those people were just out of their minds. Because you had two sides. You had the people that said Kyron's going to get benched and it's all going to be all Corum, and then you had the guys that said no, it's all Kyron. I was kind of in the middle, like, okay, Corum's probably going to be involved because they don't draft a running back. I think he was a third round pick just to let him sit there. And I mean, I still think he's going to get more involved over time, but you have to be realistic, and especially with the Rams, you never know what Sean McVay is going to do. I mean, you just don't know with running backs.
And plus, the big thing here is you have a rookie center and a backup left guard playing. So why put a rookie back there behind that?
Yeah.
Wait till once offense line is fully healthy, then
once Cup's back. I don't know what Puka's going on with Puka, how long that's going to be.
7-8 weeks. So after the bye week is week 6, so probably the 7th or 8th game.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little while. But I mean, when you're looking at a rookie running back, you have to understand that it's more of a mid-season long-term play. I remember years ago, my buddy, one of my home leagues, he drafted Jonathan Taylor and CEH as his top 2 running backs their rookie year. And first week 1, 10 minutes into the season, I'm getting texts from, oh, this is bullshit. They're not doing anything. And he lucked out because Marlon Mack went down. And, JT got the reins. But people just have such high expectations for rookies. You have to understand they still, unless they're just going into a situation that has absolutely no one, be realistic.
Yeah.
There's a ton of shit that, in terms of information that we get from the reporters, especially the beat reporters that are really close to the organization, and there's video footage that we get, and I mean, especially obviously in this day and age of information, we get a ton of it. However, there's a ton of shit that we don't get.
I trust one person
that we don't see.
Adam Schefter. Schefter is the only one.
A ton of shit. Again, to take it in this case, on Blake Corum, him, Sean McVay and Blake Corum could be in the office together, and they could just be looking at film, and Sean McVay is explaining to him, showing him, teaching him like 5 different things that he did wrong on one play. five different things. I'm just, again, this is very hypothetical, but still, there's a ton of shit we don't see or know. That's why there's so much flack about like teams that don't want to commit to HBO Hard Knocks because of the type of access that we gain into like all the actual inside team business. But they signed up for it, and even all the stuff that we do see with Hard Knocks, and there's still a tiny bit that is still unedited or didn't make the final cut. Now, would we really be asking this question week 4 on Saturday night if Tua was playing? No, not at all. The fact of the matter is Tua is not playing. I think he's still... Michael Wilson's a dart throw. I'm not sure if we could consider Jalen Waddle a dart throw.
With Huntley playing now, I trust Huntley more than...
You trust Huntley more than you trust Kyler?
No.
But I think I trust Jalen Waddle's ability as a wide receiver. I'd also trust the fact that L'Jarius Sneed will most likely attempt to guard Tyreek Hill. And I think we might see Jalen Waddle fall into the end zone here. Michael Wilson, again, he's one of our possible dart throws. He's a possible streamer if you're desperate or if you've got players that are injured like Tank Dell and Devontae Smith. However, you've got a healthy Jalen Waddle there. Look, I got to start again in one of our league. The league that I'm playing you in. Yes, you, goat.
Me?
Yeah, you. I gotta play Jalen Waddle. Devontae's out. Tank Dell's out. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I probably have AJ Brown out. I might have Debo out.
If Tua was playing, this wouldn't be a discussion.
Oh yeah, no question. It's Waddle with Tua is obviously the start. If Tua was there, but I think I'm going Waddle in that situation, even with Huntley.
Oh, the sniper's laughing at us now. She's laughing at the goats. I don't know what she's doing. Ford and ETN, full PPR.
ETN.
It's really come to that, huh? Yeah. Still have to
ETN.
go with ETN there.
Yeah.
Kyle. It's got this one here. Chubb is on IR. So you drafted Chubb. Or someone or nobody drafted Chubb and you picked him up after that, but I don't think that's the case. Worried about rushing forward off the team, want a guy who desperately needs to RB and sell him high. Hopefully after he has someone with a decent game against straight much up. Yeah.
So the problem with selling high on Ford now is because the first few weeks here he hasn't really done much. So people, if he has a big game, you still have that Nick Chubb question mark lingering. There are people that thought Nick Chubb was going to be taking 25 carries week 1. So, a lot of people out there still I think he's a mid-year, maybe he gets back and there's going to be a 3-4 game ramp. I don't think Chubb's going to be that relevant this year, but I think it's going to be difficult to sell high on Ford just because of that lingering question of Chubb. So I think you're better off almost keeping them just so you have that guy.
Or you're putting Chubb. You're putting Ford into the package.
Yeah,
like sweeten the deal.
Honestly, if you could sell high on Chubb, that might be the way to go too.
Yeah,
sell hype of the unknown. If you can get something, it just depends on what people are willing to give. I haven't seen that much trade activity on my feed, at least with Ford or anything, people even buying low on them. So
trying to move Nick Chubb right now would be like trying to move CMC, I imagine. Not easy, because again, like there's you're stuck holding. I mean, that's again that can't be the way with every single league and every single format with every single manager that might be able to maneuver. If it's a public league, perhaps you might be able to maneuver it. It's gonna be it's gonna be a little difficult to sell Chubb now, and I would think it would to try to move forward right now. I think you would want to wait. You would want to wait till he has a really good game, or hope that he has a really good game, and then you could sell him off. I think that's it right there. We take Ford for CMC right now. No, that's crazy. CMC might return.
Yeah, week 12.
Look, if you're hanging around week 12, like and playoff bound, or right there, ready to make that push for the playoffs, and he happens to come back and he gets used like 10 to 12 times per game, and you know it's going to be like in high probable red zone opportunities, I think you're in a freaking driver's seat. And what did this dude go to Germany for anyway? It wasn't for Oktoberfest. I mean, he was going to get like some sort of accelerated treatment, no?
Yeah. And from that one doctor that I follow,
Deepak,
he said that a lot of times that's because there's a Achilles issue. It's either not healing right or there's a tear.
That's what concerns me is this whole time they've always, since they listed the Achilles in the injury report, that's been my concern with him.
That Campbell soup jinx is real, man.
No, Wolf, I agree with the days of 20 plus touches being utilized, in between the tackles or off trend tackle. I think much of that is definitely gone.
You can't really say that though, because look, you got to look at it this way. Every year, look at the history of San Francisco over the past 5-6 years, whatever. There's always been, except for like last year, there's always a running back that gets hurt early, and then someone else comes in and they go off and they ball for 5-6 weeks, and then they get hurt, and then the third guy comes in and then they ball for 5-6 weeks, and then the starter comes back. It's always just one guy. Always. And then once the better one's healthy, it's them again. I don't think Mason is going to have. It's not going to be a 50-50 split. I don't think.
No. Let me ask you guys. This is just an out of the box kind of question. Let's say this isn't fantasy wise. This is football. Let's say the Niners aren't doing well. Come the trade deadline, and a team comes asking for CMC, and Jordan Mason is still balling. Do you think 49ers would trade CMC?
Depends on compensation, and I don't know what his contract's like if they can trade him without getting a bunch of dead cap.
I think Kyle Shanahan spent like 3 years trying to acquire CMC. It's like their families. They're too. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. I think they would move. They would move another player. They would. I don't see it. That's a good hypothetical to take off on.
Yeah,
isn't it? All right, guys. I want to thank you all for coming out to the Week 4 Start Sit Fantasy Preview Show. We will be back tomorrow night, immediately following the 425 game. So that's probably around 7:25, 7:30. We will be back with the fantasy recap show. Until then, I want you guys to have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for coming out. Be a good human. Must be a good human, but we appreciate all the goats.
If you guys still have questions, leave in the comments, or you can get a hold of me at High Desert Ron on X and DM me, and I'll answer them.
And after this show, me and Sniper, we're going to Oktoberfest. Immediately following this broadcast. All right, we'll be back tomorrow night. Want to thank you very much again. Yeah, be a good human for sure. After being a good human, make sure you check your lineups, check your information for all your injured players, so on and so forth. Jonesy, do you want any other words of wisdom, any final thoughts, anything else before we get up on out of here? I just need to go to you so I can find our goodbye banner. I'm joking.
How long do you need? I can take up like 5 seconds to 30.
No. We got it.
We appreciate all the new people that were in the comments. That
I got one point I want to point out before we end this. One thing I saw you see this a lot on X or anywhere. Did I win the trade? It doesn't matter if you it doesn't matter if you won the trade. If you're trading with someone, your goal is not to win. Your goal is to make your team better. If your team is better after the trade, you won. I don't care who the players are you got rid of or who you acquired. If your team is better, you won.
It's true. That's true.
You could trade Dallas Goedert, or you could trade a bad player, a good player at a position for a bad player, and you don't know what the outcome is going to be at the end of the year. So you need to look at what it does for your team. That's it.
That was great advice.
Like and subscribe, please.
That was fantastic advice, and I fully concur to it. Let's take one more, just because we're all about you, the goats. We're all about you, the goats. Benches still need to pick up a defense. Do I drop Keenan, Brian Thomas Jr., Calvin Ridley, JSN, and Bucky Irving? Who was the last guy that you picked up? It was probably Bucky Irving in this situation. I'm assuming right?
You don't have another defense to drop in its place. I don't understand.
Are you picking up a defense to hold two defenses?
Because there's no bye weeks this week, so you shouldn't have a defense that you need to drop for a bye week.
My guess,
so I wouldn't drop any of one.
Look, you might as well just roll out with the defense that you have right now, as opposed to adding a second streaming defense now and sacrificing dropping one of these guys. I don't know if that's the move.
Or, the only other option would be if you have two quarterbacks and one of your quarterbacks is, a guy that's just like the one on the waivers. But I don't carry two defenses.
He still needs to pick up a defense, though.
No, the only way I would ever maybe consider carrying two defenses is if I had like a top 5, top 3 scoring defense in my league that whatever the replacement would come nowhere near for points, per week. Then I'd maybe consider it, but
I picked up another defense.
To me, it's a waste.
I had the spot.
Yeah.
If I'm moving a guy on the IR, then you have a free spot. So I might as well just screw around a little bit like that.
But if I was him, I'd wait to see in the morning and see if Keenan Allen is out. Then if he has IR spot, put him on the IR spot and then pick up the defense. If not, then I wouldn't get rid of Bucky because Rashid White might not be playing this week, and it'd be either Keenan for me. It'd be either Keenan Allen or Brian Thomas Jr., but probably Keenan Allen is because he's older.
That's it. That's the move. Everybody, thank you very much for joining us this evening. We will see you tomorrow, 7:30-ish. Please like and subscribe. Thank you again. Good night.
Good night. Peace.